Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. Some Other Woman, the movie that I saw tonight. Some Other Parallel Universe, Mandela Effect, split personality, however you want to interpret it. Should you see the movie, should you not? I don't know. I mean, if you haven't seen all the Marvel comic and DC movies with all the parallel universes and multiverse stuff, and if you like attractive Caucasian brunette women and nice island scenery, and if you want to see a short movie because it's an hour and 26 minutes long, which I actually did like that as a change of pace from all these 3-hour movies, 4-hour movies like Tar, which I'm still getting over from 2 years ago. All these 3.5-hour, God, I'm choking. Hold on. I mean, I don't know. I think other people would probably enjoy this movie more than I did. But I think some people wouldn't like it at all. I mean, I'm going to give the movie some props, as they say. Attractive women, that always helps. Apparently, and I thought when I was watching this movie, I missed like the opening names on the credits, and I didn't really know too much going into this movie, Some Other Woman. I thought I was watching Alison Brie for basically the whole movie. And then I was trying to figure out, is that Alison Brie or not? And it turns out it's not. It's another actress and then another actress. And then these two actresses look very similar. If you remember something years and years and years ago called Jennifer 8 with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Bridget Fonda. Kind of like that. But there's this fable that keeps getting told, a spoiler by the fucking way. There's this fable that keeps getting told about the fisherman's wife who was pregnant and fell over the boat and blah, blah, fuck. So the movie is well done. It's well acted. Like I said, very attractive Caucasian brunette women, thin, wiry, very, old school Calissa Flockhart type of stuff here with these actresses, meaning thin. And a British husband, that's always good to class a movie up. And Rick Fox, who's towering, the former championship Laker, also was on a wonderful show called Oz. It was actually a prison drama from HBO back when. Oh, I'm kind of choking on this G2 from Taco Bell. I can't believe it. It must be fucking leap year. I ordered a grilled steak burrito, and I said, please, no sour cream. And they actually did not give me sour cream. So, praise be to God, okay? Because typically, when you tell these fine, no offense, gentlemen, because you did your jobs tonight, but oftentimes sour cream is a good way to ruin a taco or a burrito or fucking anything. Sour cream, you can have it as a dip for potato chips, but why the fuck would you want sour cream in your burrito or your taco? It ruins it. Anyway, so the movie is well made. It's well shot. I mean, it's everything is fine. Apparently, there's some Cayman Islands in this thing. There's filmed in Canada, Cayman Islands, all this crap. I did get a chuckle to myself because in the beginning of the movie, it's referenced that the, attractive white woman with a problem, okay? So what's her problem? She's living on a beautiful island with her British husband, and she can't get pregnant. Okay, she's got a problem. But then her other problem is, but isn't that like a good thing? Like, you can say, well, I would have a kid, but I can't get pregnant. Now I just have to sit around and be pretty and roll around in my rich husband's money. I mean, that sounds like a solution, not a problem. But I guess the problem is because, she has to have a child. Well, go get a cat from the shelter, or if you want, adopt a child. But no, you have to have your own. So, can't have the fucking baby. Oh my God, what a tragedy. We don't bring another person into this goddamn world. We all need more people, don't we? Okay, so then The other tragedy is she's living on a beautiful island, but she wants to be someplace like back home in Rhode Island. Like she wants to go back to Rhode Island, which for some people don't know, it's actually a state in the United States. Some people actually don't know that. I've experienced this situation where not people from other countries in the world, but people in the United States of America don't realize that there is a state titled Rhode Island, okay? Which I used to live in. So when they say that Rhode Island thing, I got a big chuckle and a grin because it seemed like a Rhode Island person thing to do. You're in the middle of a fucking beautiful real island somewhere, like a tropical island, and you're basking in the glow of money and the sun, and you want to go back to the fucking Rhode Island. Typical Rhode Islander, okay? So, any goddamned way. I'm watching this movie. Like I said, is this Alison Brie that I'm looking at? You know, she's got the slight features. She's got the blue eyes. It's not. One of these women, apparently from this town, Jacksonville, Florida, which I did not know, played Alice Cullen in the Twilight Saga 10 or 15 fucking years ago. So, hail, hail, rock and roll. She was not in the theater tonight signing autographs here in Jacksonville. But small town girl done well, or whatever the fuck. Good for you. I guess we can say that Jacksonville, Florida has birthed this actress and was also the home, I believe, of the fucking lariat heard around the world when Barry Windham turned on Lex Luger. I believe that was in Jacksonville, Florida, okay? 1988. For all you wrestling fans, you can go to One Pro Wrestling and Sports Fan YouTube channel for my wrestling channel. What else? I mean, it's one of these movies that, like, if this I really, feel this way. If this movie had been released in 1997, I think it would have been a big deal, and I would have really been all over it if I was around back then, because so many movies have come and gone with a similar plot line, and I'll name them. Things, like I said, the Flash from last summer, the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. A couple of weeks or a month ago, I saw Shift, which is basically put the religious hat on the parallel universe movie. And I guess some fine folks, a couple, were leaving the theater. They saw me leaving the theater, and they needed to process. The movie was a little bit side of their imagination. Not saying they weren't intelligent people, but they needed to process with an outside party, and I happened to be the lucky asshole who got to speak to this couple, so they didn't have to talk to themselves for 5 minutes. So they asked me what I thought, and I started giving them the whole rant, like, oh yeah, it was good, but it was another multiverse movie, and they were totally lost. They didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I said, well, because The Flash and Amazing Spider-Man and all these movies are doing parallel universe movies. And these fine folks spoke up and said, oh, well, we didn't think it was that. We thought it was, the lady was a schizophrenic and she was imagining things and yada, yada. And I'm like, well, see, that's the thing. This movie could be interpreted as, and like I said, it's a good movie. It's just that the subject, the device of the parallel universe or the schizophrenia or the who's in reality and who's not, it's all been done so many goddamn times. Basically, in this movie, you have two characters that look very similar, but they're not the same actress, and neither one of them is Alison Brie. But they're both attractive, Caucasian women, look very strikingly similar, but not the same person. And they're basically flip-flopping which one is which one's looking in on her life being taken over by the other. And the movie is clever, as they say, because by the time you're halfway through this movie, you don't know what's what, and the characters don't know what's what. But then they end the movie with an ambiguous, vague ending, okay? And I'm just basically sitting there thinking, okay, can they wrap this thing up so this movie has a point beyond just vague and mysterious, and I'm going to think about this? Actually, they didn't. They just left it with that open fucking glass thing. That's why I'm stating for you that this movie came out 25 years ago, before we saw this shit, the Flashes and the Amazing Spider-Fucks and all this goddamn parallel universe, even whatever the fuck, butterfly effect, Ashton Kutcher, okay? All this shit that we've experienced, this concept, if you would, has been done, okay? So it's not good enough anymore, folks, that you have an attractive cast, that you have a wonderful tropical island, a fairly benign, soundtrack. I mean, all of these island people, they're literally playing dinner party games, like that fucking thing where you say, oh, am I this, am I that, am I this, people playing, adults playing dinner party games and singing karaoke. Like, Jesus, what a world these assholes live in. So I don't know. I mean, it just, if this movie was 15, 20, 30 years ago and we hadn't seen all this horse shit by now, sure, great movie. But we've seen it. It's all been done, Bare Naked Ladies. It's all been fucking done. So I'm not impressed. I mean, the two actresses, like one of them was the Allison Cruz or some fucking thing. And here's the other thing, folks. And look, there's a movie coming out soon. I've seen the previews, which I believe is titled something to the effect of The American Society of the Spiritual Negro. I think it's something like that, some title. Now, you might be wondering, what does that mean, Mike? Well, if you haven't been around the block, I didn't invent the term, so don't hashtag me. But basically, it's a term like the Legend of Bagger Vance is an example. I believe Will Smith's in there playing golf as the caddy or whatever to fucking whatever the fuck, Matt Damon. And there's been other movies, many of which you've seen, I've seen, we've all seen these movies, where there is The Green Mile, was the character named John Coffey? Where there's some character, often played by a black person, African American, what have you, Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg as the psychic, sorry, where basically the movie is dominated by Caucasian people of the ilk, and basically as some type of character who's there as a friend or as a spiritual guru or some all-knowing character that's close to God or close to the paranormal, i.e., you have the sexy Demi Moore banging, fucking the ghost of Patrick Swayze's character in Ghost, but yet she needs help from the psychic medium, Whoopi Goldberg's character. You have things like the Bagger Vance aforementioned. You have John Coffey, okay, in The Green Mile, who's got this connection. Even, you might say, The Shining, Catman Scruthers. Where is this all headed, Mike? Well, the term they use, which is not my term, so don't hashtag me, assholes, is, quote, the spiritual Negro, quote. So, going with that term in this movie basically has that. And it's like this lady who's literally like got the Jar Jar Binks, vaguely Caribbean voice, and she's playing a fucking drum, and she literally, like the asshole kids say, literally, she uses the phrase, dem babies. So hashtag that, assholes. If anyone gives a flying fuck about this movie, which most people probably won't, hashtag dem babies. She literally says that. That term, that horrible term, dem babies. And she's not referring to babies, she's referring to these two crazy white women. So my point of the matter of this is, this movie checks all the fucking boxes. It's got a fucking script we've seen a million times. It's got two crazy ass Caucasian women, two Karens dueling for reality. And it's got the spiritual Negro lady saying dem babies about adult people. So there you adult white women who can't figure out their horse shit. So hashtag me, hashtag the movie, hashtag dem babies, whatever the fuck. I just telling you, assholes, or nice people, whatever the fucks, about this movie. Now, I had some rather up and downs tonight. I might be a little bit excited or heated. I'm dealing with a couple of eBay situations. One guy's giving me a fucking hard time. a real asshole, by the way. So I made an artistic interpretation of this fuck, this asshole, and I saw this gentle fuck, let's just call him Matt the asshole from wherever the fuck, on his goddamn computer, keyboard warrior that he is, fucking with me, trying to ruin my goddamn night. Well, asshole, here's your artistic interpretation. I refunded you your $9, you fuck. Now go to hell, okay? So that's him with his goddamn keyboard, and he can take his eBay purchase and stick it up his fucking rectum and suck his own dick, as far as I'm concerned, asshole. So there you fucking have it. Just, people are such pieces of shit that nice people like myself could get dragged down in the idiocracy of assholes. So when people wonder why do nice people turn sour or bitter, it's because I have to deal with a parade of fucks every goddamn day of my life. So it's frustrating, okay, to deal with assholes and shitheads. So here's your goddamn $9. Now kindly go fuck yourself, asshole. That's what I say to that fuck. But just like every other piece of shit in the world that's pissed me off, Matt the asshole eBay fuck becomes a piece of my art. So his biggest contribution to life is as a footnote to mine, asshole. And I'll probably be eBaying this wonderful painting soon. So if you want to contribute to Matt the eBay fuck's life in portrait, here you go. Goddamn piece of shit. Any fucking way. Just dealing with asshole fucks. You know what I mean? Every goddamn day you deal with some fuck. Oh, God in heaven. God in heaven. So that's it, folks. So there you have it. So all these wonderful things. Should you see the movie? Should you not? Do whatever the hell you want. I mean, I can only hold your goddamn hand for so long, people. You know, I got into it. I mean, I've done all these goddamn Von Erich Iron Clawed fucking videos. And then a friend of mine in the fucking film industry says, oh, I'm boycotting it. No, Chris. Okay, asshole. Where have you been? I've been fucking doing these videos explaining the goddamn Chris thing. And my pal here, who should know better, suddenly he's a Chris Von Erich fan. Like, wow, imagine that. Like, okay, maybe you just don't want to see the movie. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just say, I don't want to see the movie because I'm not involved in it, so I don't want to support it. It's just ridiculous. No offense to Chris Von Erich. I mean, you know, I give him the heart of the warrior. He wanted to be a wrestler and so forth, but for all these people to put on this facade like they were the people in the Chris Von Erich fan club for the last 40 years, just waiting for the Chris Von Erich movie. Let's get over our goddamn selves for a minute, gentlemen. You know what I mean? It's a great movie. It's an artistic choice. But yeah, I needed to see the Von Erich movie that's featured Chris. That's what I've been waiting for 30 years. Okay, give me a goddamn break. People with their goddamn bullshit excuses for everything. It's just unbelievable to me what people will make up in their own fucking head to justify their action or their lack of action. No offense to my pal. He might be watching this, but it's absurd to me. It is what it is. It's just life. I mean, you can think of any goddamn thing. Look, fucking on Thanksgiving, I was picking up assholes from the airport. I go to McDonald's to kill time. I order a fucking filet of fish sandwich or whatever the fuck I ordered. The order is like $7.01. The goddamn McDonald's is a fucking nightmare. They're not putting tickets on the fucking bags. They're putting the bags out. Everyone's rummaging through the fucking food. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. It's unsanitary. And I told them, I just want a refund. Well, the girl that was working there, probably 15 years old, probably 285 pounds, 5'5", moving at the fucking pace of a dead snail to try and get me a fucking refund. Obviously, she's not going to get me a goddamn refund because they don't know their heads from their assholes from their Big Macs in that place that night. So I couldn't stand it anymore. I fucking left. And I didn't need the McDonald's anyway. I was just there to kill time. You know what I mean? And I don't need that horse shit in my goddamn system. So then I called the fucking McDonald's with the fucking phone number on the goddamn receipt. And I left a nice, polite message explaining the horrible situation. And did they call me back? Did they fucking call me back and offer me an apology and a refund? No. Henceforth, I have not gone back to a goddamn McDonald's since. There's one right fucking there that I could have gone to, but I won't go to it. It can rot in fucking hell, okay? So I'm just sick and tired of all this goddamn bullshit. Everybody will fuck you over. Everybody will ruin your life. And the only person that's going to look out for yourself is you. That's the reality of the situation. So whether it's some asshole fuck on eBay or these goddamn assholes making movies with trite scripts and stories that we've seen before, or McDonald's not refunding the $7, everywhere you go, some human being is failing you, okay? Some human element of life is disgusting and foul and vile. So the only thing you can do is just laugh at it, hashtag it into oblivion, and move the fuck on. Because you try to save the goddamn world, you try to do nice things for assholes, and over again you get fucked in the ass. And then you just say to hell with everyone, okay? So that's it. One man in a fucking camera films, one man in a camera films, one Mike Messier. This is the channel here. You're watching this Mike's Instant Movie Review. Or you're not. If you give a flying fuck, you've been telling me how wonderful my goddamn reviews are, everyone. You can copy and paste the URL. It doesn't take that much fucking work. And you share the goddamn video. If not, what the fuck? How selfish are you? Okay, you fucks. Have a good goddamn weekend. Assholes.